A day in the life of a police officer before the sun has even decided whether it wants to rise. A police officer's day begins, not with sirens, not with flashing lights, but with something much quieter, something far more human. A pair of tired eyes open at 2:30 p.m. Most people are halfway through their day by now, but for him, the world is just starting to move. His dog, Peanut, is already awake, tiny paws tapping across the wooden floor, tail wagging like he's guarding a kingdom. Peanut is small, maybe 10 inches tall, but he believes he's a lion. He barks at every big dog he sees, standing firm like a guardian with too much heart and too little size. "Come on, Peanut," he whispers, tying his running shoes. "Let's get this day started." The run before the storm. The first mile is quiet. The second mile burns, but that's the point. Running uphill in the heat isn't about fitness, it's about mentality. If he can conquer the hill, he can conquer whatever the night throws at him. Because tonight, like every night, he doesn't know if he'll be running after a suspect, sprinting toward danger, or fighting to save a life. So he runs, hard. Sweat darkens his shirt. His lungs burn, and yet he smiles. Because surviving the hill means he's ready to survive the unknown. When he gets home, he showers, changes, eats, packs up his gear, and pets Peanut goodbye. Before closing the door, he says the same silent promise he makes every shift. "I'll come back." Because he has 2 kids waiting for him. 2 reasons he can't afford mistakes. The drive into duty by 4:21 p.m. He's in his car, heading toward his caffeine ritual. Starbucks. Matcha. Always matcha. But the first Starbucks is out. So is the second. Life as a cop means flexibility. Adapt. Adjust. Move on. The third Starbucks finally has it. He takes a deep breath, sips his drink, and lets the calm settle in. Because the next 12 hours won't be calm. Not even close. He drives 30 minutes to the station. That half hour is sacred. A mental shift from father, son, and dog dad to officer. He thinks of his children, their smiles, and somewhere in that silence, reality presses in. Anything can happen tonight. Roll call. The line between chaos and control. The station is under construction, torn apart, wires hanging, floors dusty, but policing doesn't wait for renovations. At 5:45 p.m., roll call begins. His team gathers. Familiar faces, tired eyes, but a shared purpose. The sergeant goes over incidents from earlier shifts, stolen vehicles, possible hit and run, a woman down. The kind of stories that remind everyone in the room why their hearts beat just a little faster on duty. His team nods, jokes quietly, stretches, adjusts their belts. They've seen too much to be nervous, but they've seen enough to never relax. When roll call ends, they head to the patrol car. And from that moment on, every heartbeat matters. Dinner and danger. Even when they're going to eat, their senses stay sharp. Their eyes scan cars, street corners, windows, shadows, because a police officer never really eats in peace. Tonight's stop is the Truman Tavern. They get lucky, parking right behind the restaurant, almost like fate. People stare as they walk in, phones rise. Cops in uniform always attract attention. The cameras only make the eyes linger longer. He orders the THC burger. No, not that THC. Just a cheeky name for a good meal. Laughs with his partner. Smiles as he eats. Because moments like this, moments of normal, are rare treasures. But the moment the plates are cleared, they're cops again. Full bellies, full responsibilities. And if something happens now, running might involve throwing up mid-chase. The streets wake up back in the patrol car. The city's pulse grows louder. Engine noise, tires screeching, someone yelling in the distance. He listens carefully. They reach a stop sign, waiting for potential violators. One car rolls through, a classic California roll. But that's not what he's hunting for tonight. Tonight he's hoping for a DUI case. Not because he wants trouble, but because his father was almost killed by a drunk driver. 14 surgeries, 2 weeks in the hospital, 2 years of therapy. A trauma that reshaped his childhood. So every DUI he stops feels like justice, protection, closure. When the next car rolls through the sign, he hits the lights. The red-blue glow washes over the street. Sirens slice through the night. He approaches the driver cautiously, hands visible, body angled, eyes scanning everything. The woman says she needed the restroom. She's honest, nervous, but honest. And honesty means something. He checks her license, clean. He lets her go with a warning. Life is already hard enough. She didn't need punishment. She needed understanding. The first backup call. Not 10 minutes later, his partner calls. Code 6 on 1. He's making contact with a suspicious individual, and that's enough to make adrenaline spike. They rush toward him, not recklessly, but fast. Controlled urgency. When they arrive, the man is covered in prison tattoos and is on parole for murder. This is where instincts matter. Foot placement, hand movements, shift in stance, eye flicks. Body language becomes a language of survival. Backup arrives. The situation resolves peacefully, and they breathe again. Only cops understand how draining calm moments can be. The pursuit that almost happened back in the car. They search for late-night matcha, but Starbucks is out. Again, too late. Nothing they can do. But then, a truck speeds past them, reckless, loud, bold. Their instincts flare instantly. Lights, siren, they chase. He might flee, he might panic, he might crash, but he yields, pulls into a gas station. No license, bald tires, suspicious behavior. They check the car, packed with tools, bags, random items. Nothing illegal tonight, but the potential was there. They give him a ticket and send him on his way. Another moment defused. The child in the front seat. Hours later, another traffic stop. A car with no rear lights. And inside, a man on federal parole and a 7-year-old girl in the front seat with no car seat. The man has thousands of dollars in cash. Suspicious? Yes. But he's calm, polite, respectful. He gives permission to search the car. They find nothing illegal. Then he asks a quiet question. Can you get my daughter out so she doesn't see me in cuffs? And suddenly the badge feels heavier, because behind every suspect is a human being. Behind every parolee is a parent. Behind every crime is a story. The little girl draws on a piece of paper, shows the officer her art, smiles, a small, innocent smile. In that moment, he thinks of his own daughter. Nothing hurts a cop more than seeing a child caught in adult chaos. He treats them both with respect. The man gets to go home with his daughter, because not every stop needs to end in punishment. Some simply need compassion. The city never sleeps, and neither do they. The night stretches on. Calls come and go. Traffic stops, backups, moments of calm interrupted by bursts of tension. Every hour takes a little something from him, a little energy, a little patience, a little strength. But he holds on, because someone has to. Someone has to make sure the streets stay safe. Someone has to answer the radio at 3 a.m. when everyone else is asleep. Someone has to be there when danger shows its face. And tonight, that someone is him. The shift ends. But the wait remains 6 a.m. The sun breaks over the city. Birds replace sirens. Light replaces adrenaline. He drives home, exhausted but grateful. Peanut is waiting by the door, tail wagging wildly, as if the little dog had been guarding the world in his absence. He pets him gently, closes the door behind him, exhales the entire night. It was chaotic, emotional, exhausting, but it was also meaningful, because when the world needed someone, he showed up. And tomorrow night, he'll do it all over again.